Let's face it, we all have to hold the golf club. There's no getting around that. However, a poor grip can make every swing tip you use ineffective. Once your hands start to get disconnected from the club or they're placed the wrong way, you can lose power, lose face control, and you'll start to lose your swing. Today, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna find which grip works for you, get you into the right positions, some pros, some cons, teach you some things you might not know, like how many fingers you hold the club with. It's your back 2 or 3 to answer that question right away. And then next week, I'm gonna get you onto the green and we're gonna work on putting distance control, an area I know a lot of you struggle with. I finally have the answer, and it's the 33 method. Now let's get right into this one so you can start holding the club the right way. All right, now the 3 grips we're gonna go through today: the baseball grip, the overlap, and the interlock. These are the 3 main. There's some double overlaps, reverse, crazy stuff. We're just sticking with 3 basics today. And there's a couple things that are very universal with all of these. So we're gonna start by holding onto the golf club. So notice how my grip here is blackened out there, blackened out here, not here in my palm. Offset slightly. We take the club in our fingers and we rest it there. I mentioned before, you're holding on with the back 2 or 3 fingers, and that's it. Not this trigger finger, just right here. And it's not a squeeze, it's just a light enough tension to hold onto the golf club. Do your control with the rest. Set the thumb down the top side of the grip here, maybe just slightly on the inside here a little bit. So we got our top hand on, set, ready to go. Now we just rest the other hand on it. It rests over the top of the thumb. No matter which grip you're choosing, it rests here. This V on your hand should be coming back up to your shoulder if you're in a neutral setup, which is where I want you. We'll get into finding out which grip is best for yourself, but first I just want to break down the 4 things that I think is most important. Now, some of it I mentioned before, some I'm going to mention it upcoming, but I want to put it all right here because I think it's just that important and that valuable to yourself before you pick your grip. It's the 4 constants that work with every grip: where we hold it in our fingers, how hard we hold it, making our hands work as one, and the one thing that's not talked about enough: a neutral grip, a strong grip, and a weak grip. Let's break that down quick, then get into the grip that's best for you. Like I mentioned before, make sure we're getting that grip in our fingers. That's where we need to hold it. Not in our palm, right in our fingers. And we're holding on just hard enough so it doesn't come flying out of our hands. Back 2 to 3 fingers only. No matter which grip we're using, even if we have all 10 fingers on, it's still only being held on with these back 2 or 3. And I think it's super important. We want these hands working as one unit. We don't want them fighting each other. We want them working together, which leads me into a neutral grip, a strong grip, and a weak grip. I love a neutral grip. I love to teach a neutral grip, and I love my students in a neutral grip. Thumb running down, hand over the top, a couple knuckles here, V coming back up at us. Everything's sitting right on top here in line. Neutral is such a great position to be. Now, when we're swinging the golf club, we want to rotate through impact. Weak grips, getting this hand over the top and this hand underneath, it makes this motion that much harder to achieve. This would be a rarity to put somebody into a weak grip. Now, a lot of people love to play with a strong grip. They love to get this bottom hand way underneath. The hand that I want doing the least is the hand they make the strongest. This can cause extreme rotation of your bottom hand taking over the golf swing. Here's the other thing. I said these have to work as one unit here. When you make one hand stronger, this doesn't let them work as one unit. If you're going to move one, you have to move them both. Make them work the same. The last thing to say about a strong grip is a strong grip can help you. If you're really struggling with a slice, maybe I'd put you into a touch of a stronger grip just to help close that club face a little bit more. The problem is once you get the hang of it, once you really feel your hands working and you start doing it over and over, then you start turning into hooks and the ball's starting left. So if you're gonna go with strong, just plan on when you start swinging correctly to go back to being neutral. That's the key. Use the strong grip only until you don't need it, then back to neutral. So we'll start with the baseball grip, the 10-finger grip. Now the biggest part about this is not to squeeze with your bottom hand, and also to make sure there's no spacing here. Make sure that's together. Pinky's touching the pointer finger. Even though this has the most limited connection with the hands, this touch right here makes them still feel connected. Now this is a grip that's great for our junior golfers, players with smaller hands, and seniors dealing with arthritis, hard to squeeze. This might be the grip for you. Like I said, this is the most disconnected grip because we're not on our other hand, right? So we're just touching it. This can lead to excessive hand action because that right hand or that bottom hand likes to take over the swing in this, which then leads to poor face control, which leads to possibly more inconsistent shots. So if you're looking for more speed, if you have hand pain, discomfort, or maybe just a starting golfer, a junior golfer, maybe that baseball grip's for you. And we're gonna move into the overlap grip. So we go from that baseball, and we just slide that pinky over the top of the pointer of the other hand. That's it, and it rests right there. This is one of the most popular grips that's used, on tour. Now, before I talked about right hand dominance or your low hand dominance with the baseball grip, this does the opposite. This removes it. So if you're struggling with that squeeze, this is gonna take that and go completely the other way to help force you onto your top hand, your lead hand for doing the work. Now this grip can feel awkward initially, and I just feel it's because you have so much of this hand is removed from the grip. It can be a hard one for people with smaller hands or weaker hands. Definitely gonna take practice for this one to begin to feel more natural for you. But now if you're looking for the best blend of power, consistency, control, like this may be the grip that you need. And then the interlock grip. So we go baseball, overlap. These two come out and we interlock. We don't put it way in there. We just point the fingers and let them rest right there, nice and comfortably. Now this is the one I use. Now before I mentioned if you have an excessive right hand, you might want to go to the overlap. And then you have your two hands kind of doing their own thing. For me, I feel like once I interlock, these become one unit and they work together. And I love that. Now this might feel uncomfortable at first. You might get a little soreness here on the fingers, but I have this glove which definitely helps with some of that. You can feel restricted, if it's brand new to you. And I do feel like this one, if you have a hand pain, I wouldn't go to this one. I'd go to one of the other two. Just that the tension of being fingers connected in there just wouldn't be good. But if you're looking for club face consistency and you want this all to work as one unit, try the interlock grip. So go baseball if you're looking for more speed, have hand pain, or you just hate feeling restricted. Go overlap if you want one of the most proven grips in golf, or if your trail hand gets too active or you have larger hands. And go interlock if the club feels loose in your swing, you struggle with face control, or you just want that maximum connection between your hands. So the best grip for you to use, not the one your favorite pro uses. It's the one that you use that's gonna help you control that club face comfortably and efficiently on every shot. Now that we fixed your grip, go fix your brain. Let me show you the 3 swing thoughts that you need to stay consistent in every swing. Till next time, remember, golf is easy. If you just pick the right grip, you can stop making it hard. I am the Ig.